Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maids of Roswald. It's been about a month since our last session. We had a couple of IRL things. Kai is now, how many miles is Texas from Alaska? Like 3,000?
I drove over 5,000 miles.
Holy fuck.
Golly. Well, that is most of what we were waiting on. So now we're back. Now we're back.
12 days.
Yeah. Now we're back. Kai is safe and sound at his new place, and we are ready for the dinner with the Duke. But before we get into that, we'll do a little bit of introductions here to refamiliarize us. Hello, everyone. I am Wuten, playing as Maiden Heaven. And below me is Ebony, will hopefully be joining us shortly, playing as
Flamme
von Arnault. And below the blank here is Guti, playing as Florentina.
Hello.
And then below Florentina, we have Chaotic, playing as Leona.
Hello.
And below Leona, we have Kai, playing as Rena.
Hello.
And you may or may not have noticed, but we have two people joining us over on the right-hand side this session. First up, we have the voice of the Duke, Cygnus.
Special guest star and all. I'll expect my credit.
Yep. I actually do have you in the credits. I actually do have you in the description.
No.
Cygnus as the Duke. And last but certainly not least, our benevolent DM of the evening, please don't kill us, Solar.
Hello! I'm not planning to kill you unless you're planning to kill me. You're not planning to kill me, are you?
I'm always planning to kill everything, Solar.
Okay, well, I can't hold
Warrior brain.
any promises then. Hello, welcome everybody. How are we feeling after last time? You guys had a little bit of a startled jolt awake.
Well, it was a near miss.
Was a near miss.
It was
Yeah.
it was the it was the Wii golf near miss sound.
Oh my god. Yeah. You guys all sit on the precipice of the dinner with Duke Corathus, the Duke of Ebby Magic, one of the two generals of the Northern War, the most important man who signed the Liber Nominum, the paper stating the nobility will not accept any of the Roswald names listed therein. Last time, you guys finalized your preparations. You dealt with an unexpected and unwelcome visitor, a northern warlord by the name of Yorvin, who came seeking a duel with Alvor. In your generosity, after he found out that Alvor had passed away, you sent him on his way after he imparted some knowledge on you of northern conflict, and how his kingdom, his clan, has fallen to Joran. Leona had a talk with Elia about their strategy, their game plan towards talking with the Duke, potentially what they could offer the Duke to bring him around to their side, for him to give her his support. She was a little concerned about giving up on her moral grounds, but nonetheless, she seemed to accept the reasoning. Florentina, Flamme, and Maiden Heaven had a duel and let off some steam, to which it was Maiden Heaven who claimed the victory, putting two people in the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Lindia Sturven... Oh, pardon me, I'm going to... Lindia Sturven showed up for one final meeting, and you told her it was Elia you decided would be the next heir. To which she accepted that and said she thought the Royal Regency Council would likely accept that as well. After a dinner, you then got a good night's sleep for the big day tomorrow, but then you were awoken by a big boom.
Mm-hmm.
You jolted awake, and one of the guards on the castle walls told you, in the distance, it looked like a star had fell from the sky. It wasn't a star. As Rena would soon discover in their investigations, it was the magic of Duke Corythus, using a great northern sword to execute Yorvan the Fjordfarer. And that was the last thing that happened.
Motherfucker summoned Solar themselves.
Indeed. Complete obliteration, of which Wuten very nicely calculated the numbers for me.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
746
Nick.
damage.
The answer was big damage.
Sure hope he
Complete
didn't have
annihilation.
Indeed.
Sure hope he didn't have evasion.
Anyway, so we left off on the morning of the day of the Duke's arrival. Now, my plan of what I have planned is to skip straight to the evening when the Duke will arrive. However, I will ask one last time, do you guys have any plans or things you wish to do before several cutscenes play in sequence?
I
Can
have
I give
set
you
a time.
kiss?
I have set
Yes.
aside my time. I am ready.
I gotta go run a few more dungeons, get a couple more pieces, and get my eye level up first.
I was gonna say, can we farm a little for our alts?
No.
Because I don't have my ultimate weapon just yet. I just need a few more components.
There are no ultimate weapons in dinner parties.
Yes, there are.
I was gonna say there's one
Ultimate
right
manners.
the fuck outside. It's massive.
Can
My
I
salad fork needs to be augmented.
can I just have that sword? I want it.
I'm
I
afraid.
want Ryuko to have it.
I'm afraid when Rena,
Looks at Wuten.
when Rena was doing their investigations, he did watch it disappear
Damn it.
as one of the knights said, "Retrieval complete."
Damn it. I wanted it.
Hmm.
Plus
I'm sure
three,
you
wants
did.
it.
fork of plus 3 impact dinner fork.
You just you tap your plate and it explodes.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my god. Yeah, so if there is nothing else, we shall skip to the evening.
Impact sausage link.
Anti
Is that a finesse weapon? Can that be a finesse weapon?
All right.
Let me see what I have prepared here and make sure I have everything that I would want.
Okay. All that is happening.
This Scarlet Riposte.
Over this day, Struworth does one final check on the entire castle. Assessing every room for dust with a skill that even surpasses your own abilities. It is only until he inspects the very last frame of the very last painting in the very last hallway for dust that he finally nods with satisfaction, and
Hell
you
yeah.
all feel relief.
Yes.
He checks on dinner, sees Rena's preparations, the steadily cooking dishes that will soon be served. He carefully tastes everything
The stroganoff. It's
and
beautiful.
nods with satisfaction. All the preparations are complete, and your aged butler tells you with a certain proudness, that he rarely reveals to you, that no matter what history will be made in this castle tonight, your efforts will not besmirch the Roswald name. And as maids, you can take pride in that. The three heirs have been bathed, cleaned, and dressed in their finest garments, and reminded of all their lessons in etiquette. Averin looks proud, with his chest puffed up, and his dress sword at his side. He looks like a king before a battle, though you worry he may not still understand the greater intricacies behind this meeting. you feel certain that he will at least look the part of an heir to the throne. Theo looks ever quiet and pensive, but it's impossible for you to miss the way he fidgets, the way one arm tightly clasps the other. He knows the importance of this meeting, and the fact can only not be helping his anxiety.
Oh, poor
Nonetheless, you see him making an effort. Though he does not outwardly show it, you see the titles of the books he's reading before the dinner have turned from that of magical treatises to the studies of noble houses and the history of Ebby magic. You knew from the beginning he would not be likely to do much conversationally, but even so, he is trying. Elia looks focused. Her face betrays her concern. Fear is there too. The fear of a young girl realizing the monumental nature of her task. She knows, as the chosen heir, it will be her who the Duke will be most interested in. And she must do her part to prove herself worthy of the throne, despite the dangers it poses to her, despite the fact it could kill her. She must be worthy. As she picks out her jewelry, it's obvious to see her worry, though she tries to hide it. But when she is ready, she looks to all of you and seems to take comfort in the fact that you are there with her. And in that moment, you see her expression change from one of fear to one of resolute determination, and a look that some of you cannot help but think resembles her father. And so here you are, standing at the castle lobby. From the castle windows you spot, coming from the northern road, is a carriage pulled by no horses, yet drives forward as if it were, heading for the castle.
There's the magic man.
Four mounted escorts are on either side of it, knights armed to the teeth, carrying the banners of Ebby magic. All is prepared. And if the party could place their tokens towards the castle's entrance.
Like where everybody else is.
Begin. Yeah, wherever you feel like you'd want to be. Also, hello, Ebby. Just in time.
Hello.
Hello, Ebony. How are you?
Doing good. A bit sick, but
Oh, hope you feel better soon.
I saw we.
Okay.
All right.
The carriage begins pulling into the castle, and in this moment, Elia will look to you all one last time. I know you wish for me to do the talking, but I will do this. But if I am also relying on you, I wish for you to help me when I need it. You are free to speak when you wish, and I rely on your counsel. If I do not think myself wise enough to answer his questions. From here on, you are not just my maids, you are my advisors. And she then turns around to look towards the entrance. And you are also my family.
Oh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So.
Honorary Roswalds.
Honorary Roswalds.
We're Roswalds.
We're Roswalds.
Okay.
Roswalds.
Roro-reggy.
The carriage stops, and one of the knights rides up to the drawbridge and dismounts. And he announces to you, "To the royal house of Roswald, we bid ye greetings. It is my great honor to introduce to you the Right and Honorable Alberic Corithis, Duke of Ebby Magic, General of the Northern Expeditionary Forces, head of the Imperial Mages College, the Ashen Cross, and master of family Corythus. With him is his firstborn son, Bram Coryth. And from the carriage out steps the man himself. And out from the carriage,
There he is.
he comes. He carries the stature and pride of a noble, marred by the roughness of some of his features, betraying his status as a veteran of war. At his side is a young boy, one no older than Theo, which clasps onto his trouser leg.
Aww.
His cold and calculating gaze first stares up to the castle, admiring its architecture, before it falls down towards you. Picture of his son. And it. Is it not? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I created a handout for him. Even so, he is here.
Oh,
Should be
I
easy
shall
enough
put
for you
him-
to solve.
I
Yes.
shall put him on the boy.
he's just a wee babe.
He's just a wee boy. There
Oh,
he
baby.
is.
A wee baby.
Come here, baby. I'm gonna eat you.
There he is, there. I'll put him in the chat for you. But
That's cute.
even so, at that point, I'm gonna pass it over to Cygnus now.
Okay. I will let you do all of the stage directions and whatever else you feel is important.
Mm-hmm.
I will simply do the dialogue.
Of course.
Good evening and good greetings, scions of House Roswald, Lady Elia, to find the other two names, my Lord Averin, and my Lord Theo. Brings me great honor to be here. You do me great honor by your hospitality. I look forward to dining with you this evening, and I look forward to the many discussions I am sure we are sure to have.
The two of them step forward into the castle.
What is the weather like, Solar?
It's just evening. The sun is setting. But it is a clear evening. No clouds as far as now.
Early fall, so it's a little cool out.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that you say that, because as he approaches, he says, "Truly it is good to be back in the warm summer evenings of place you're from."
With that, if none of you do anything, Elia will step forward.
Duke Corythus, I bid you welcome to hold the fort. You are my honored guest, and I'm aware that you knew my father, but I believe we have never made proper introductions. I was very young at the time.
She curtsies.
And he bows in response.
I am
If Bram
Princess
does not.
Elliot.
Sorry, go on.
Go continue.
No, I was going to say, if Bram does not, he sort of cuffs him to get him to do it.
Okay. He will also bow.
I am Princess Elia Roswald, daughter of Alvor Roswald. These here are my two nephews, Prince Averin and Prince Theo. And this is my court. My maids, my butler, my court mage, my Cullen Association doctor, and It is my honor to welcome you.
It is my great honor to be welcomed, madam. You notice that his eyes sweep over every one of you individually.
I stand firm in my maid's attention stance.
Can I get a read on him by any chance?
Like a sense motive?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'll do the same here in a second once I'm back.
Yep.
Both
go ahead
him
and
and his child.
Okay.
Is the child like younger than Theo or around the same age?
Looks around the same age. Mm-hmm.
Sense motive. Okay, that's good.
It's mine. There it is. There you go.
Oof.
Let's nat 20 this.
Hot damn.
Well, hell yeah. So, I'll ask, who are you focusing on more, the son or the father?
The father.
Okay.
The Holy Spirit.
God, I was waiting for someone to do that. I was waiting
Did
for someone
not
to say it.
hesitate.
Did not even hesitate for a second.
Sorry, Catholic programming.
You're fine. You're fine. Oh my god.
Gross.
So, I'll do Flamme first. You said the son, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You detect a lot of Theo in this boy. He seems small, slightly scrawny, well dressed, but he does seem young and shy. He seems to stick close to his father. It is not out of fear. He seems to be, you know, he does feel safe around his father, and that is why he clings slightly to his leg, though he has stopped doing that now. Yeah, he just seems, a little bit like another Theo. Another well-learned, probably a mage in the making, if he's anything like his father.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. As for Leona, your role on the Duke.
As his eyes meet mine and mine meet his for my sense motive.
Yeah, you try your very hardest to get a read on this guy, but it's like staring into a wall. He betrays nothing. He seems to keep perfectly neutral. He is purely grey. It is very, very hard to tell what he's thinking, what he's planning.
What's going on in that blank fucking head of his?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, I do say that is with a natural 20.
Fair.
Okay.
That icy magenta gaze sweeps over the three children, taking their measure in turn. And in response to Elia's last, he says, "You're quite right, madam. It has been a great many years since the war has permitted me to come back down and visit the families of my friends, even those long departed. It is good to see you in good health, madam. I see that your nephews are equally in good health. My young Lord Averin, I understand that you have become something of a swordsman, and my young Lord Theo, I understand that you, like my son, have developed an interest in the intellectual pursuits. Perhaps you'll have a great deal to discuss at dinner."
The Averin, in response to that, his pride from earlier, now meeting the man himself, has deflated only a little bit.
Proposing.
Yeah, I've been training really hard to be a knight. I've been I haven't really had any battles or defeated any dragons yet, but I have been able to last a few seconds against some of my maids.
I
Impressive.
see. He looks at you again, all of you assembled maids. Do you have your weapons on you, perchance?
I am a
If-
ninja.
Yes.
If he has some ability to see through illusions, he would see mine, but if he does not, all he sees are feather dusters.
Well, detect
I am a
magic,
ninja.
I'm assuming.
If you could detect magic, you would see the magic items all over all of us, for sure.
Yeah.
And given enough time, you would note the illusory magic on the feather dusters, so...
I don't think it's a good idea he does detect magic.
Yeah.
If he used it. But,
Yeah.
or if he has it on
Yeah.
permanently in some way.
Solar, I
And
trust
I
you.
would
I
hope
can just
not.
smell it.
You probably wouldn't, knowing Elia's illness, but
Yeah. She
it's-
cannot have magic near her. She
He-
will die.
You just hear like God, the Duke just like fucking sniffs and he smells the magic items on you. Just does
He
like
might
a real
actually.
just like a real big oh yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
like the
anyway.
fucking shark in Nemo.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good.
That's good. Anyway.
Well,
Magic
my
is
young lord.
friends, not food.
Yeah, no. I am a ninja. My needles are very secured. You cannot see them.
I sense a little bit of Toho in your makeup.
I use poison needles.
Mm-hmm.
This is my thing. Because I sew
Well, of course.
and cook.
So poison blouses too.
I seem to have
Yeah.
no visible weapons on my
Okay.
person. Just tools.
Sure. I will
Mine's
note
not
the
very.
weapons.
Mine isn't particularly well hidden, but it is very well kept.
Very good. I will note the weapons visible and invisible, and turning to Averin once again. I'm very gratified, my young lord, to hear that you are following in the footsteps of your grandfather. It saddens me that you've yet to receive your knighthood, but have you been squired to any of the esteemed knights of place you're from?
No, not yet. I haven't really had the chance, you know.
Ah, a pity. Well, when your training is complete, perhaps there will be an opportunity for you to join us on the northern front. It would behoove the scions of Roswald to prove themselves in battle. No?
Really? You mean that?
Of course I do, my boy.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
he bows.
He inclines his head. Yes, we are always looking for young and able bodies with adventurous hearts. There is no shortage of northern fiends against which we must continually test ourselves, and strong and noble hearts such as yours would be a great asset on the field.
He raises his head, kind of looks around to the maids, trying to figure out what to do, but just he seems to be made a little more at ease by that. While this is happening, Theo and Bram are not really talking, but more just looking at each other between everyone's legs, trying
Existing, like you know how kids do. They're trying to sense each other's auras. You know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like
Like
they're kind of
cats.
just like cats. They're
Yeah.
kind of just trying to get used to each other's presence. Obviously, two shy kids, but
Oh yeah.
they They are, seems to be the beginning of a friendship, maybe.
It'd be adorable if it was.
Mm-hmm.
Corythus does notice this, and as we are still in, I have not been invited in as of yet, he will turn his attention to Theo instead and say, "And young Master Theo, please don't think that I've forgotten you. I've heard that you have some burgeoning talent with the arcane. As you know, my family is responsible for... No, I'm sorry, that's not the word.
Stewardship? Custodian?
Thank you. Yes, that is
Custody.
it. That was the one I was looking for. My family is responsible for the stewardship of the Imperial Mages College. We would be greatly honored if someday you were able to join our ranks and put your talents to use in service of the kingdom.
Theo doesn't respond to that, but does look up curiously. He kind of looks to everyone else for guidance for a moment, but kind of very, very, very quickly nods his head. With that, Elia puts a hand on his shoulder.
Starry-eyed.
Forgive him. My nephew Theo, he cannot really speak. He struggles to speak due to anxiety.
I understand. Forgive me if there was any offense given or harm.
Not at all.
Only to...
Please.
No, go ahead.
He favors Theo with an indulgent smile. Soft and easy, and it comes naturally to his hard features. My boy, I will say, my son Bram, though he does not suffer, is similarly of a quiet nature. I think the two of you would be well disposed to know one another. I understand, Bram, that you have gained a recent appreciation for the arts of chess. Perhaps you could teach the boy something.
Theo,
I approve.
Theo nods and steps a little closer to Bram, and the two of them step off to the side.
I hope you find each other good company this evening. And forgive me, Lady Elia.
They walk off hand in hand.
Aw.
Cutie babies.
Elia nods.
That was very kind of you, sir. Please, would you like to come in?
It would be my greatest pleasure. The road has left me somewhat weary and, if I may be honest, aching for a meal.
Yes, we have prepared you a meal. Rena has been working very hard on it.
I see.
I bow.
To the maids
Well,
through
courtesy.
the collective, I will essentially say it's time for us to start, making sure everything is ready and accommodated. So we need to start getting the meals ready, double check the table to make sure everything is set, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna whisper that message as well to the collective. I keep thinking public. God damn it. It was legitimately a mistake.
Wrong campaign.
Wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, if I should supervise Theo and Bram, that
That might not necessarily be a bad idea, and that's what you always kind of default to anyways, is kind of being a supervisor when necessary for the younger royals. So sure, you can. I would say that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything's
Just
a
gonna
I think that
problem.
would be
Excuse
best.
me?
Yeah. I think that would be best to keep them away from the forge. Because as we know, that's where the dear boy is.
That's
Okay.
why I stationed 2 guards over there.
Yep.
It almost seems as though the moment that good Lord Corythus is invited in, the maids immediately almost in sync, just start doing their stuff as I'm going to go off.
Yeah.
It's one of those almost creepily in sync sort of deals. So
We all like do a bow and then we all just gonna like
go off to start
you-
double checking everything.
Are you paying any attention to his expression as you leave?
I do, for sure.
I do.
The military precision with which you move seems to impress him, and he looks on with obvious approval. Your servants are well trained, madam.
They. Go ahead.
Upon her departure, she will address and say, surely one has journeyed far to reach this location, to reach here. Surely you must be parched. May I offer any refreshments for you?
Well, it would be far from me to avail myself of my lady's wine cellar, but perhaps some water to begin. I've acquired a taste for it in the fresh springs of the north.
At once.
Okay.
And she will.
Elia will smile at him.
My servants are the very best. I have come to trust them with my life over the time that we have spent here. I hope that you can also get along with them in the time that you are here.
Well, my lady, it seems odd to suggest that I should get along with the servants. They are here to facilitate, to ensure that we are able to discuss what we need to discuss. Fine.
That they are. Even so, they are proud warriors, and I appreciate their counsel from time to time. Come, would you join me?
With great honor.
Okay. With that, they leave. Followed by Heka, the Chirurgian. Struworth will also go and help you be going around doing the various things, seeing to the plans of dinner alongside you all.
Being ready to bring it out the moment that they are ready to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It seems as though his guards have decided they are staying outside for the time being, so...
They have indeed left. They are guarding the carriage he came in. They do not seem to be changing their position.
Very interesting.
They trust us. We.
Yay!
Or they trust him to take care of himself.
Yes.
I think, yeah, honestly.
Who's protecting
wanna be-
who?
Or they just want to be far enough away in case he needs to drop a giant sword somewhere.
Maybe.
I mean, I totally trust him.
Nice.
I've invited a shark into a minnow party. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
He has been nothing but polite so far.
Oh yeah.
Hey, maybe
Yeah.
hey, man, sharks can be vegan. I watched Finding Nemo.
No, remember, they only eat dolphins.
Until there's blood in the water.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're pescatarian, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, remember, dolphins aren't real fish.
Goodness.
No matter
Horny
how often they
fish.
end up in cans of tuna.
They're just horny humans in fucking fish outfits. So maids, right, guys?
Maids.
So, maids. Elia will lead him to the dining room. Heka will join her, ever staying close to Elia's side should something happen. Flamme,
Mhm.
you are overwatching the two boys, yes?
Yes.
Well, while Theo does not speak, Bram does, quietly explaining the rules of chess. Or just trying to impart knowledge on Theo.
Mhm. I mean, I would know Theo knows how to play this game, right?
Yeah.
I would assume he is the kind.
Yeah. They do. And as they set up, doesn't take long for them to seem to grow more comfortable with each other as they start a game.
Mm-hmm.
The game goes on rather quietly as they don't speak much. Could you roll me a sense
Jesus.
motive check, please?
Mm-hmm.
The quiet, shy child telepathic network is what they're currently tapping into.
Yeah, they have their own little collective.
Yeah.
Introverts unite separately
Hell yeah.
on the other sides of a chessboard.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. With 30,
Holy shit! What if he actually legitimately cast message on Theo, and then they've just been talking through message this whole time?
Whispering under their breath.
What's your intelligence, Flamme?
My intelligence is 16.
Understood.
Not a dum-dum.
Do you want
No.
to roll me an intelligence check as well, alongside your sense motive?
I would like to roll an intelligence check.
The sense motive was for the boys. The intelligence is for the game.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, no, sorry.
That yeah,
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
that'll do it.
It's okay. I did that like a session or two ago.
Okay. No.
Okay.
Not much of an expert on chess.
You're not much of an expert on chess, as you've never really had the time to play. You only clean chessboards. But from the intensity between these two boys, you're able to tell that whatever's going on in this game, it is beyond you. These two are both easily prodigies of the game, and they are having one hell of a match right now.
Oh no. That's always scary.
I can probably like maybe see that Theo is getting like his equivalent of
It's Yugi versus Merrick.
yeah.
What? Who? Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
his own version of like pumped up.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like both of them assume JoJo poses. menacing kanji is coming off of both of them. Though, even so, you don't seem to believe it's a game filled with animosity.
It's not menacing, it's the rumbling kanji.
It's the rumbling kanji, as both of them are moving chess pieces. And it is a very intense game. And I'll go ahead and roll
There you
for
go.
both of them to see who wins.
I dropped it in Maid Shot. There you go.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and just...
Profession chess player.
That is Dodo. I can't read the last one.
So,
What does the last one say, Kai?
Huh?
On the one Wooden shared.
Oh, I'd have to look over. Maybe. One moment.
I mean, it looks like a 7 to me, but I don't read Japanese, so.
Okay, sorry. Well, last one, so.
But I will rely on the collective.
Tadon, which is, yeah, like, just tadon. It says tada. Tadon. Yes, dodon.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's onomatopoeia. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's katakana showing onomatopoeia. Yep.
Cool.
Oh, it's katakana.
Usually,
okay.
that's katakana. Katakana will be used for onomatopoeias, along with loan words, and also when you're trying to differentiate text from hiragana.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
But I will rely on the collective. Oh well, on my end, it seems that these two are getting along quite well.
As you say that, You see the chess pieces move. It comes down to the last few moments of a chess game where it is just the king and a few other pieces left. And then, just barely, maybe in an act of just a slight bit of overconfidence, or maybe just not thinking about one move, Bram misplaces his king, and Theo takes the victory.
Hell yeah, brother!
In my mind, I'm just like, yeah, teach that kid, Theo.
Yeah.
As that happens, Bram looks a little dumbfounded as looks like this has been his first loss in a while.
You're-
That's my boy.
You're really good. Could we go again?
He gives a little smile.
Babies.
That's cute.
While this is happening, Florentina, you deliver the drinks to Elia and Corythus.
Brings in a whole pitcher with the good glasses.
The good glasses.
Make sure each one is poured. Offers a curtsy, and presents all present with their respective glasses.
Thank you, Florentina. You're very kind.
Corythus does incline his head gratefully. Forgive me, I do know that it is perhaps unusual to begin with something so base, so unrefined, but you learn not to expect many comforts in war. Things such as
Well,
this,
go ahead.
things such as this bring comforts of their own, but please.
Not at
You're
all.
going to-
Tis well, my Lord Duke. Will there be anything else for now?
Corythus looks to his host.
She simply says,
Tell the others to start beginning dinner. We shall take our seats. If that is well with you, Duke Corythus.
It would please me greatly.
Through the collective, I tell everyone, time to start bringing the dishes. Let's go. Let's
It begins.
first course.
Yes.
Start with
That's
salad.
once.
Starting with the salads or whatever comes first. Soup, salad. I don't know what comes first.
I
They
believe
know.
there was
Salad.
there was a soup you
breadsticks.
prepared.
Indeed. And I
Yes,
will.
everything's mushroom themed because, from what I understand, he likes mushrooms. Same.
At once, Your
I'm
Grace.
going.
If you'll excuse me, my lady, my Lord Duke.
All right.
I will go ahead and stay in the room. But,
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes.
I
Gives the
will-
impression that I'm going to go verbally tell instead of knowing that the collective's been
Already informed.
informed. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you can come and help.
Yeah,
Mm.
I
Yep.
will.
And
I will be assisting with this as well.
fret not, I will not be sampling tonight.
Mm-hmm. You've already sampled enough.
biggest reason for
Yeah,
me to
every other
remain,
day.
Biggest reasons for me to remain are I keep an eye on things, and if there's important things to be told through the collective, I can. Also, there, if somebody is needed right then for something,
Yeah.
then obviously I'm right there to immediately assist. So
Mm-hmm.
We are coming to bring them in.
While you guys are doing that, Struworth will pull out a chair here by just on the end here. Duke Corythus, if you would mind, please take a seat here by the fire.
I will, thank you, as soon as my lady has made herself seated.
Oh, you are too kind, sir.
She will take a seat on the end of the table.
It's only appropriate, madam. And I
I'll
will
make
say,
sure. I apologize, just real quick. I'll make sure that I come over here to pull out the seed for her.
Okay.
That's all.
Very good, very good. I will say, my lady, Gives me great pleasure to find you in good health, especially after certain recent events.
Yes. The moon was problematic for me to begin with, but, you see, it only actually affects me when I'm in its direct light. It doesn't seem to be its presence itself. So, while it is sad that I can't go on any nighttime walks, I am perfectly hale and healthy.
That is deeply reassuring, madam. There was talk among the troops that this was some sort of northern witchcraft, perhaps intended to bring chaos to the kingdoms, but the savages, I'm afraid, were no more forthcoming with information than anyone down here.
I see.
Notes a question for our dear friend later, because we never actually asked him about that.
As he says the word savages, Elia seems a little unease with that. And yeah, she kind of, her eyes rest on a few of her maids, but yeah.
He notices.
Yeah.
But please, rest assured that it has done nothing to disrupt our campaigns. Things proceed apace. Our progress has not been stymied. We've come to the capital only to resupply and ensure that the men have time to take stock of themselves before the next campaign.
That is good. I am pleased to hear that the Northern War is going well for you. I am hoping that you have not found any reason to shed any blood unnecessarily. I know
Of course
wars
not,
can be
my lady.
dreadful things, but
And I'm sure you know that the reasons for this war were just and honorable. Do please rest assured that I personally take the tack that the lash may be spared where a firm hand will suffice. And these northerners do require a firm hand, as I'm sure you're aware. But the sword only comes down when the hand that meets is a fist or grasps beyond what it is permitted.
she nods. I'm glad to hear you are conducting the war with honor.
Always,
With
my
that.
lady.
With that, the rest of the heirs will probably arrive. I'm assuming, Flamme, you would rush them to the dinner when it is ready.
I assume so, yes?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Uh,
he did.
Ebby.
Hey, Dad!
Ebby died. I'm sorry.
Ebony.
That's all right.
Alright, I will put them over. Oh,
Oh, I think maybe we just
Muted?
couldn't hear them.
Hello?
Hello.
There we
Yeah,
go. We
yeah,
can hear
yeah.
you.
You were probably something weird.
I think my mic didn't know.
right, okay.
Discord
Anyway,
likes to do that.
Are you moving? Did you move the heirs over to the dinner room? I'm assuming you'd be doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Bram will take a seat by his father.
Welcome back, my boy. How did your game fare?
I lost. I'm sorry, Father. He's really good.
I would expect no less of the scion of Roswald. There is no shame in such a defeat, son.
Thank you, Father.
Did it come
Oh.
down to the last few plays?
It did, yes.
I pull out chairs for the boys.
And you've done yourself no disservice. Rest assured, There is such a thing as an honorable defeat.
He nods. With that, Struworth will step over.
I'm also keeping an eye on how, as they eat. I'm assuming that's happening during the course of any talking. When it seems like they're low and probably ready for the next course is when I'll let everyone know to go and grab the next one. After the soup, I assume we're having the main course. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So the soup has been brought in. Struworth will step over and say, "Good to. Would wine suffice now, or would you still prefer to remain on water?"
Corythus will look to Elia.
Elia will look to her maids. And the maids will look to Averin, and Averin will look to Theo.
And everyone will be slightly confused for a few
And
moments.
Theo will give a thumbs up, and then Averin will give a thumbs up, and the maids will give a thumbs up. And then
Elia will give a thumbs up.
God.
And then we
Get
go
to
to
know
get
who's
the
running the
wine.
joint.
To be fair, we are a very good unit together.
Yeah. All right.
Emphasis in together.
I will
Yeah.
go.
So
I will go to find the finest that we have available. I assume it would be in the kitchen. I don't know if we have a cellar on here specifically.
Let me look around.
Let's look
You
around.
don't have a cellar.
Not depicted. Basement.
Not depicted basement. I'll
Something
say
under
there
the
is
kitchen, I would say.
there is
Dude,
probably
like over
some
here.
Over
form
here,
of
yeah.
cellar. Yeah.
Just do some over
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Just put it like the little staircase in there that you could go down.
Just make sure
Um,
the wine bottles aren't sentient, and we're good to go.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Right.
Not
So,
What kind
So-
of sorcerer's apprentice nonsense have you been getting up to?
It was the first episode, and it was silverware.
You see on the field here cutlery gathered in a box. Yeah, we had to kill the cutlery.
Yeah.
It was a construct swarm cutlery.
Yeah.
Cutleries in
Oh,
the field.
God.
and they say I haven't been giving them any combats.
You haven't been giving me any combat where I can stab things with poison needles.
I could have ended that northern warlord. I could have done it. I could have done it.
I could have pricked him with poison.
You
Anywho.
could have.
That would be dishonorable.
Also, we're trying to,
Anyway.
be kind of nice.
Secondi Priato.
So
Yeah.
Dishonorable says the kill sat.
Oh my god.
Magic is far superior to the sour arts of poison.
Ooh.
Ooh. Okay. With that-
Speaking as a player, wow, chef's kiss.
So, the evening progresses. You bring the soup in, and the dinner more or less begins.
Out of everything I just pointed out from Algerian lore there, what would seem to be something that would be obviously aged, but like what's like the most fancy? Would like
Brandy.
The bugbear's brandy.
The bugbear's brandy. Hell yeah.
I can see an étoile in red.
Yeah.
Yeah. Suppose.
The bugbear's brandy. I
What,
forgot about
what's
that.
the Algerian equivalent of Romani Conti?
I don't know. This is all we have that's named so far. So
Yeah.
Domaine de Romani Conti, 964.
Oh, and do remember that there is a certain cultural component to this as well. You know, if there is a Baronician wine, would that impress him in a different way than a local one?
Would it?
I do think a red would pair well with a mushroom soup, I believe you said?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So,
Because from what we understand, Ebby magic just really likes, and Duke Corythus in particular, mushrooms are their prime. Yes,
Prime expert.
nailed it.
It's a delicacy. Truffles, you know.
Yeah, truffles. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
You're right,
Mullen Red it
that's
is. Plus, Etoile is known for its wine, you know.
Mhm.
Shifting.
So that's what I'll end up getting, along with
Oh, here we
Maiden
go.
Heaven. So
Hell yeah.
I'll bring out the wine to go with the dinner.
Ooh, that's
While
a
you're
good,
doing that,
That's a good note. I love love that bassoon.
We love our bassoon.
Chef's kiss.
I know what this is from.
yeah,
I don't know what it's from,
very
but I
familiar
like
with
it.
This one.
yeah.
This
I'm
is
sorry.
triangle strategy, baby.
I regret to
Ooh.
inform you. I regret to inform you guys that Guti has betrayed you because he has been giving me music options.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Is that betrayal or an assist?
I don't know.
It's an assist because I don't know the plot points.
Exactly.
You just know
So-
the good music. Exactly.
Yeah, my mind palace of fucking music.
Hell yeah.
I was about to say, that's like Goody's specialty.
It's his domain.
It is my leisure domain. I like to.
It's his domain expansion. As the
I go, oh, fuck.
Hey.
Bard IRL.
Yeah.
Anyway, while the wine is being poured,
Ooh, that's a good.
while the wine is
Holy
being
shit.
poured, Corythus, not Corythus, Struworth will say, I hope you do not mind an old butler saying, Duke Corythus, but it is good to see you again. If you recognize me, I am the butler of the Roswald family, and I served you back in the time that it was Alvor on the throne.
My stars, Struworth, old chap. It's very good to see you in such good health. You're looking quite well for a man of your years.
Getting
su-
wiser every year, sir.
Pleases me no end to hear it. I'm assuming all these sprightly young fillies are keeping you busy, he says,
Oh, that's
gesturing.
They still do not have an edge over me when it comes to housekeeping, but they are efficient.
And who could, old boy?
And with that, he will sit piano and begin playing some nice background music.
Nice.
Hopefully not this this menacing.
Not the
Goodness.
bassoon.
Yes, he summoned a string quartet as well.
It's that butler magic.
There's a spell for that, by the way.
There is. That's
So.
that there is.
I will say, has the mushroom soup been served, or are we still...
I think it's been served.
Yes.
If everybody's here, then yes.
Okay.
If everybody is here.
The primo piatto.
He does take a great hearty sniff, swirls the wine in his glass expertly, and lets off a sigh. It is good to be home, to enjoy the comforts of the South once again. Thank you, my lady, and a toast to you.
Moist.
It's a great hostess, valued, tremendous member of the place you're from, peerage.
She smiles.
An honor to your father, and an honor to the kingdom.
She raises her glass. Thank you. With that, I believe it is probably prudent to inform you. I imagine you would know this within a few hours anyway, so there is not much point in me telling you otherwise, but though it has not been made official yet, it is the will of the Regency Council that it is I they have picked to surpass my father. I am to be crowned the next heir of Place Your Friend.
And one day I will become queen. And it honors me to think that I am so well regarded by such a wise and experienced member of the nobility.
You do me great honor with your words, madam, as the Royal Council does you great honor with their selection.
Thank you. So, turning to more political events, if you don't mind. See,
My favorite subject.
I was hoping that you too would consider this meeting to be a step towards righting the wrongs in the nation. As you know, the relationship between the crown and the nobility has been tense as of recent, and that is putting it lightly. I am hoping that this can be a step towards the Roswalds reforging the bonds with the aristocracy. This will not only stabilize the nation and its people, but also show our allies across the trade world that we still are the strong nation we once were, and that there are no need for these trade sanctions that have been placed upon us.
Yes, our friends in Nator and Berenice do like to plague us in such ways, don't they?
Yes, but...
No, continue on.
You know, my lady, that my first duty is to the realm, and I will do everything in my power to ensure that it is well run, prosperous, and it has the strongest leadership available to it.
I could not agree more. However, You must forgive me, my lord. I take ill with the idea that these other nations plague us. They are our allies, are they not?
Any who would sanction us? Surely they have more than friendship to mind.
What do you mean by that?
If they seek to harm us, without raising swords against us, then where better to strike than our finances? A kingdom cannot eat without the benefit of food. A kingdom cannot afford to pay for food without the benefit of trade.
That is very true. You are wise. But even though I think it is unjust that Sir Ragnael has done this to us, I think it is not his concern. I would like to think, from a man so wise, is born of a need to help our nation, not bring its end.
It is funny to me that you should mention the Devil of New Spire, for I have in my possession something that I had planned to discuss with you in due time, but... And he produces from within his coat a letter, a scroll, wrapped in ribbon. Sola, would you like them to make perception checks for the seal?
I will.
Yes! Yes!
Go right ahead.
Perception checks? Okay.
36!
Well, goddamn.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, what is the seal, Cygnus? Damn, yeah.
You will have to remind me, does it bear the seal of New Spire, or does it bear the seal of the Of those with whom...
It's of the other one.
Okay.
The other one.
Another one.
So, actually no. I'm gonna belay that order.
Hmm.
It does carry the seal of New Spire,
Okay.
though
Not the other one.
though maybe the parchment itself does not seem particularly as fancy as the ribbon and seal that surrounds it.
A letter, my lady, recently recovered from a courier that we captured up north. Please. And he hands it to her.
She tentatively takes it, removes the seal and unfurls it, reads it.
You'll have to forgive me, Duke Carathis. I don't recognize this language.
Forgive me, my lady, it is giantish. It was written by one of the northern clan leaders as a reply to a letter they received from the individuals that you see bearing, whose seal you see sealing the letter. I am more than happy to read it for you if you are unable.
No, that's...
Your Grace.
Yes?
A curtsy. Perhaps this one could be of assistance.
Yes, I think that would be... Forgive me, Carathis, I do not mean to spurn you, but I would prefer an unbiased reading.
You can rest assured, my lady, that you will always receive my unvarnished opinion on any matter. Still, it pleases me to know that you have such an educated retinue that you surround yourself with. And as Florentina goes behind him, he does look her up and down, and again that piercing stare.
She feels it.
Elia will hand you the letter.
If you don't mind translating, Florentina.
Now, Guti, do you need me to resend this to you, or do you have it?
Please DM it to me.
I will DM it to you. Where is it?
I've spoken like 5 words in this entire session, and I'm loving it so far. I'm just sitting here. I'm just vibing.
I don't
I'm
need to
loving
talk,
it.
yeah.
I don't need to.
I
don't
am
need to talk. I'm fine with this.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show, but do feel you are allowed to speak out or do things if you wish.
I know.
It is fine.
That's all right.
I'm fine.
I am terrified of speaking in this.
I will state. Yeah, I don't know if I really want to somehow get into a verbal wit battle with Cygnus. I feel like I lose that every
Yeah,
game.
no, that is like, yeah.
I told you this was the boss battle. You guys have been
I know.
preparing. I brought a Cygnus.
Yes.
This is me. This is me doing the. Okay, what I'm about to do
Like, we
here.
have that-
This
we
is
have
the
that- we have a
equivalent
Hulk.
of the. This is the equivalent of the shark spam. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So she will scan it at first to kind of just get a feel for, like, you know, tribal particulars. And standing behind, because this, of course, this is not a table that she belongs at, rather something that would be, like, assumed. It reads as follows. To the man in the newest spire, I trust that the 7 slights to me you contained in your letter were born of a lack of understanding of our ways rather than a lack of respect. Your messenger says you intend to reach to all the rulers of the north. I hope you take more care with the others, as not all of them are as forgiving as I am. For one, it is the ways of Vinla that such important terms should be discussed in person, face to face, rather than scrawled upon the skin of a dead tree. Second, I am a king, not a chieftain, and the differences in our land are important. Third, and finally, do not presume my clan is in need of your help. You have not proven yourself to me nor my people. I would not entrust their lives to you even should place you're from, break down our walls, and sack our homes. Should they seek sanctuary in your lands, that will be their choice, not mine. Your concerns against the Frumian menace, however, I respect, and were you to appear at my great hall, I would happily share the tales of devastation the meteoric general has sown across our lands. But if your cause is just, and your spirit is honorable, as your messenger made it out to be, and you truly wish to help us, then unto you I say this. Take up your sword. There was a slight pause as she saw this one, because it has several different meanings. Take up your sword. Fight the Frumian menace yourself in battle. I have no interest in your dishonorable ways of fighting, which you call sanctions. You claim it helps our land, but I see no less northern blood staining its snows. Fight Joran with steel, not with salt. I have lived 387 years, and have seen few men like him. He will not be brought to heel by words alone. Should you refuse this advice, that is fine. Stay in the south where it is safe. But my clan will continue to weather the Frumian menace as we have done for years. We shall do it again. The sons of war shall not bend so easily. With due honors, Vulor Strongbow, Giant King of the Bannered City.
And there you have it, my lady. Those that we would call friends, who present themselves as friends to the world, to the courts, to each other, conspire with our enemies, forging alliances, making overtures of cooperation and peace. The Council wishes to prove that we are a modern, civilized country, capable of working on the national stage, on the international stage. I'm afraid that ship has sailed. We have no allies in the trade world, and so we must be prepared to help ourselves.
At this, Elia is a little shocked, trying to process all of the information there. She once again looks to all of you guys with a look that, were she more discourteous, say, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
I give a look of, I don't fucking know.
I would
will
like
say-
to reassure you. I would like to reassure you that we have confirmed the authenticity of this message, the authenticity of the seal, the existence of the Nartorian messenger sent to this kingdom. He doesn't take the letter from Floor, but he does lean over and read it. This bannered city.
Solar,
Yeah?
for my own personal knowledge,
Yeah.
what would Florentina know about the Bannered City, out of curiosity?
Want to roll me knowledge local?
I could do history, if that's allowed.
I'll allow a history.
Okay,
The slight change to the information given.
of course.
31. Nice.
31. You know that the Bannered City is a city. It is the most southern city in the north. And therefore, its lands and its pastures are some of the greenest and most fertile. It is a land where apparently, unlike many other clans in the north, the tribes among it did not celebrate their differences, but their similarities, and came together to form a great nation, a city, or a city-state, if you will, where they hang their banners above the streets with pride and rule as a more, well, I suppose in this land you could say a more sophisticated kingdom. There, they are ruled over by a storm giant who has ruled for many, many years. That is all you know.
Damn.
An Artorian messenger bearing alliances between the north and the south.
That is concerning indeed. I am thankful that you would bring this to my attention, Duke Corothus. I do hope this messenger you mentioned, I hope they were not harmed.
He was duly treated as a prisoner captured in war.
That says nothing.
I think Ellie is gonna roll a sense motive there.
Okay, I will roll you.
I don't think I
his.
have to roll.
I think the motive's on the table.
Well, she made a good attempt.
If all I'm gonna say is I rolled a fucking nat 20. If I couldn't read the man, I'm not even gonna bother trying again.
Yeah.
I'm right there, so I'm just gonna see what I can get. I'm just
This
like,
man,
I don't know.
I will tell you, this man seems to have an unnatural level of ability to maintain a poker face.
Either that or he has some magic aiding him.
One or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Skill bonuses are one of the easiest things to get through magic. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, Elia tries but cannot really see anything on his face either. So, she seems to drop it.
Well, I'm glad. Speaking of this, though, there is another concern I have in this letter. There is mention of devastation and destruction sown by your twin general, Duke Joran. Tell me, are these words well founded, Duke?
What would you have me say, my lady? War is devastation.
Yes, but this is something so concerning that even a king of a city would bring it up to someone such as Ragnael, who I can at least intuit that he has no respect for. That is concerning. I must admit that I too have heard rumors about the power and the destruction of Joran.
While it is true that my Lord Joran does indeed possess a great deal personal power, it should also be noted for the record. My lady, are you familiar with the concept of a political narrative?
Only in my studies.
Understandable. Put simply, regardless of whether or not this king, this Stormbow, is attempting to appear strong, whether or not he is rejecting the offer, the overtures that have been made to him by our erstwhile friends from Nartor. It is important in all communications to ensure that he appears as though he is the wounded party. Obviously, the invaders, the ruffians, the brigands from Placefram are coming north and destroying their lands, ruining their homes, as though they did not. They were entirely blameless, as though they themselves were not responsible for depredations against our people, raids, wars. But no. In any situation where there is conflict between two parties, it is always important for each party to present themselves as having received the greater hurt. Surely you can read that in that letter there. Surely you can see the lies, the stretching of truths, the generalities that he employs.
She looks at it again.
Despite not being able to read giant.
Well, she looks. I'm gonna. Actually, you're right. I'm gonna change that. She looks to Florentina again.
Mm-hmm.
And
she is at your beck and call.
She more just looks. She's looking at you, just trying to read your thoughts on it, but she won't say anything.
Also, an invitation to say something if you like. So,
In a
I've
way,
assumed that she
yes.
would look to whoever she felt might be best suited to say something in the situation. That was my advice to her, was essentially, like, if you want us to speak, you ask us. You know, that's the appropriate thing to do. We should not necessarily just speak up. It's not proper. So when she looks at you, it's pretty much a, if you have something
invitation
you'd like
to speak.
Yep.
Yes. She will, well, if given such an opportunity, she will then say to her, "If this is to be believed, my lady, it is very likely written by the ruler of this bannered city. And if my studies have recollected correctly, this language is and would have come in directly from the words of what we believe to be a storm giant. It would also imply the directness of his tongue."
I see. Thank you, Florentina.
Your Grace.
Well, if that is the case, if you truly do deny these claims and you say they have no grounds, well, can't really say more. I have not been in the north. However, I would be well glad to hear that you and Joran have been conducting the war with all the honor and diligence that you can. As you see, while there are some in our nation who seem to look down upon the northern people and see it as a reason for our continuing the war, I believe they are no less people than we are. I do not see any grounds to these savages. Therefore, I would
That's basically all she says, I think.
Could we offer you a stroganoff in these trying times?
Has the soup and the wine gone down? Because if that's the case, we will have to send out a message to let the others know to go and start the next course.
Secondi piatto.
Say so.
Yep.
Yes.
They're
I don't know if I want to leave the room right now. She just dropped the ball.
Secondi
Well-
piatto.
There are plenty of us very close to her, so
Okay.
for now,
I'll go.
I'll be making my way. I'll make my way.
you Flamme, and Maiden Heaven.
Made, yep.
Rest
Yeah.
assured, my lady, we have conducted ourselves honorably in all situations where we have been permitted to. It heartens me to know that your heart is so big as to be able to encompass and provide love for even those who are not worthy of it, the northern savages and their ilk. However, I will reiterate once again that desperate times have called in places for desperate measures, and when my men were starving, beaten, attacked from places of peace, attacked in areas which we had been informed were safe, were protected under agreements of free passage and agreements of neutral ground. When our enemy carries themselves with dishonor, we are obliged by circumstance, and in order to ensure both the good of the kingdom and the survival of the men under our command, to take up measures that would otherwise be distasteful, particularly when the threat is as existential as they have made it.
Existential.
Indeed.
You must forgive me, Duke Arthas, but I am young and curious. How do you why do you consider the northern people to be less than us, to be savages? I am afraid I just find it a little confusing. Surely you can forgive.
Because, my
reason
lady,
I
they
apologize.
conduct themselves as savages.
Sorry, did you say something? No.
There was me. I was just saying I was stepping forward. If the wine glasses are low, I'm carrying the wine to sort of signal if people want more. They just, raise your glass, I fill it up, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So that's all. That's what I
Yep.
was adding in that I was doing.
Yep.
Also an
Correct.
excuse to step closer there, so.
Yeah, no. That's.
Corythus is focused on Elia, but he does not prevent you from filling his glass again.
Okay.
They conduct themselves as savages, my lady. I would assume that you were informed of the errant chieftain that was discovered to be roaming through our lands behind our lines.
Yes, yes. We did hear tell of that. We were informed by, I believe her name was Captain Dursa, the Griffin Rider of the Gontakilian army. But, we also happened to, witness your
Display.
I believe it was an execution of him this morning.
Indeed it was.
I
For you
believe-
see, he was spotted in the vicinity of this keep. And no thing so dangerous as a well-armed chieftain should be allowed within the environs of a noble house especially such an important and valuable and esteemed noble house as the Roswalds, without answer. The weapon, I assume you saw deployed?
Yes. The star that fell from the sky?
Indeed. The great sword, piercing the heavens. I assume that neither you nor your siblings nor your counselors have ever seen its like. I assume that no one with whom you corresponded, no doubt seeking an answer as to what manner of magic this might have been, could describe it, could give you any sort of background on it whatsoever.
I have never seen its equal before.
Indeed, neither has anyone in the civilized world. Those arts, those weapons, were captured from storehouses and armories and the shamanistic ritual sites of our esteemed northern neighbors. What do you think a sword like that, falling from heaven, would do to our capital? What do you think it would do to this keep?
I don't know, but I saw what it did to a person.
Could do on average about...
I'm not in the room, I'm just out of character. Terrified.
They do on average about 750 damage.
Probably enough to take out a good portion of the keep.
Yeah. Unless the keep has evasion.
Yeah.
If I did the calculations correctly, it could destroy 3 of these castles.
You know the most terrifying part of it? Imagine that it succeeded on its reflex save and then it starts transforming into a golem.
Hell yeah.
No.
Hey, we have that in the statue. We have that in the statue in the courtyard.
Kind of. Yeah,
Alright.
kind of.
Yeah. Well,
All right. Coming in with secondi piatto.
Yes.
Main course.
Next dinner arrives, and you know what? Let's call a pee break right there. You guys go calm down.
All right. We will be right back, boys. And we are back. Hello, everyone.
So I believe the last
Hello.
thing was I was about to be served stroganoff, yes?
Oh,
You were indeed. So, the maids return with the plates of stroganoff.
yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
Pardon me.
Oh my
More
god.
music. There we go. When do we return to the dinner, progressing into its second phase? Second phase of the boss fight, guys.
Hell yeah.
Are you ready? Are you
Let's
ready?
do it.
There are AoE attacks this time.
Oh yeah.
That's fine. Are there X's? I'm ready for X's.
No, there are not X's.
Alright, easy.
I
There is a
Are
rant.
there-
There is a tank buster going out on the person who deals the third most amount of damage.
so we're gonna have to
Guess
shirk
that's
a
not me.
DPS.
Guess
Okay,
it's
that's
not
an
me.
interesting mechanic. Oh no, wait, that's a very interesting mechanic because both tanks need to have their stance on, and they need to figure out who is doing the most DPS via the aggro list, and then they need to shirk that person so they get first or second. So then one of the tanks can take that. That is
Right?
Yoshi,
Honestly,
to talk.
I was randomly just thinking, if I was a boss fight, I would do
That would
that.
actually be really cool.
I hate that I followed that so well.
That would actually be really cool, though.
Yeah.
Yes, the game changer approach.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, it's always going to be the ninja in that case. So.
Yep.
Anyway, so
I don't know, my samurai's pogo.
Well.
anyway, so the dinner continues, and the plates of stroganoff are brought in and placed upon the table. I hand it back to you, Cygnus.
Okay. I see that you've done your research, my lady. My compliments to your chefs.
Yes,
Giggle.
Rena here is an expert chef. While I do a little cooking as a passion, he is the real master.
I give a little bow.
He nods graciously. It is among the finest that I have tasted since I have been to the north.
I am glad.
But turning our attention to the discussion we were having but a moment ago, these weapons were secured from northern facilities. They were intended to be used against us, against our kingdom, against our people. And we secured them first, before they could be launched against us.
I will slightly retcon one thing you said. Not necessarily in northern facilities, but these are the swords that I have been, in fact, posting in northern campaign. The ones that dot the landscape.
Maybe they
if
were
the
just already
Northerners-
there, man.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
you're just
were-
making too many assumptions, bro.
It's more like they were on northern lands, and if they had a facility to actually put them.
You think savages would have facilities?
He was
That is the most-
exaggerating for effect.
That was the most
okay.
racist yet correct thing I think I've heard you say yet, Wuten. Like it was racist but a compliment, and like
God.
I am
Oh.
both deeply insulted, but yes.
He's out of
You
line.
know, you
like
just
it
he's
helps
right.
our case,
You know, you
but
just offended my entire rise of people. But yes.
So he does hate me.
Regardless,
I love you.
we did secure these before they could be used against us, and all the evidence was there that they were to be used against us.
I see. You found northerners that were able to recreate the same effect that you had this morning? Are they capable of that?
Of course they are. Those secrets, those arts did not spring from nothing. We secured the procedures, the secret arts, as well as the materials themselves. And there's something else you should know about this steel. And I will ask, my lady, that you not touch what I am about to produce.
Oh,
It could cause you harm.
very well.
However. And from his pocket, he again produces a small handful of something. And he places his hand over on the table.
I see it is some kind of metal.
Indeed.
If you wouldn't mind, Made in Heaven, you are the metal worker here. You are a skilled blacksmith. Would you be able to determine anything about them?
Let me find out. Give me a second.
By all means. He pulls the hand back and instead extends it to the oncoming maid. You will note that these swords and the metal they're shaped from are made from a very particular alloy. The inhabitants call it Wuten steel. I'm sure even as you hold it, you can sense the latent primordial energies within. This makes it an extremely adaptable material from an arcane perspective. When melted down, as these fragments have been, and worked like steel, they can be forged into magical items for but a fraction of the normal cost and time and expenditure of effort. Such a powerful commodity, such a powerful weapon, would revolutionize magical item creation across the trade world. The place you're from could be the sole proprietor of this material. We should be, if we don't wish our enemies to use it against us. We know now that the likes of Kyonin and Nartor and our neighbors in the north all would conspire to use these weapons against us, to trade them amongst themselves, and to keep us locked in, to keep us under their thumb as we have been for centuries. And so we come to the crux of the matter, my lady. When the Royal Council learns of this, they will necessarily understand or be made to see what is at stake. And Place You're From will bring its full might to bear upon the North. We will retrieve this steel, we will fashion it in our own image, and we shall make the world understand that the people Place You're From are no longer theirs to do with as they please.
So, with that bombshell, I will say, Flamme, you asked in chat if you could cast Detect Magic on this without angling it at Elia. You could, if you wish to risk it.
I'm gonna just gesture to Maiden to aim it on the side of the wall so I can
I can
not make eye
here.
contact with
I
her.
can hold it here so you can look that way.
Yeah, and if by any chance my cone can not graze Elia, but do so with Alberic,
Well,
is that
that's how the code works.
That is allowed. So I'll go through this.
I will also add briefly that as I see Flamme doing this, and as he is talking, he does put a gentle arm out, watching clearly watching the invisible cone coming towards him and moving Elia out of its path. Or at least guiding her with a hand.
She, with his help, leans back. So, first of all,
Yeah.
the metal. No, I'll do Corothis first. Corothis lights up like a fucking Christmas tree. You detect several magical auras coming. Several magical effects. I do believe how long what's the most information you can get out of detect magic again?
It takes 3 rounds for various things, but let me tell you.
Okay.
I got you covered. So, given enough time, first is the presence or absence, second is the number of auras and the power of the most potent one, third round, the strength and location of each aura. If the items or creatures bearing the aura are in line of sight, you can make knowledge arcana checks to determine the school of magic involved in each.
Okay.
If the aura emanates from a magic item, you can attempt to identify it. See spellcraft.
Okay.
And an aura's
so-
power depends on the functioning spell level or the item's caster level, as according to the following tables.
Right. Okay.
So I have it up, so you just let me know what you need to know.
Okay. So I'll say you detect. If you're keeping it up the entire time, you detect. Second. You detect. Hang on, I need to go look it up. Put it in, so this is DMs. You detect 4 magic auras in total. Yeah. If you want to roll me a knowledge, spellcraft or arcana, was it?
It's
I will
arcana for each
do-
individual one. Which ones are
Yeah.
also which things are lighting up? Is the little piece of metal lighting up?
Little piece of metal.
Because I assume that's what you're looking at. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess that
not-
means the other 3, based on the angle, the other 3
Oh,
are probably on him.
Pardon me. 5 in total. The metal one does light up as well. But go ahead and roll me 5 arcana checks, please.
I
Ebby.
do not have Arcana, but I can roll them untrained. So
Okay.
And while they're doing that, Wuten did roll a 40 on.
Yes. Don't worry. I'm coming to that as well. I'm just
Okay.
doing things in order.
I get you.
I have not forgotten. Okay.
maybe
So-
maybe 2.
So, I will say the first one is the metal. You can't detect much about it, but you can see that there is some form of magic woven into the very fabric of the material itself. Latent, dormant, but ever there.
So it would be a faint aura coming from the metal.
Mm-hmm. The other ones... What was the DC again, Chaotic?
DC...
What were they based on?
15 plus the spell level, or 15 plus 1/2 the caster level for a non-spell effect.
Okay, let me...
So essentially, if it's just a magic item, whatever the caster level, 1/2 of the caster, so 15 plus half the caster level of the item.
Okay. The first one...
So there's really only one that could
Yeah.
succeed on the Arcana check, but you know
Yeah.
there's the items, and you know which one's the most powerful. Is probably
Yeah,
the most you'll be able to learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through that. So I'm just going through them one by one. Just making absolutely sure. Okay. With the natural 20 you rolled, you do... Actually, I don't think you do. I think you still don't meet it. There is some very powerful magic on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Understandably.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
So the metal's magic, and we know that he has magic. Cool.
Yeah. just barely off. You know that there is a lot of magic on this guy. The metal is magic.
And the metal is magic.
Going to Maiden Heaven's plus 40 roll. Which, by the way, oh my god.
Hell yeah. I am a blacksmith.
So, you immediately recognize this metal, because it's the same metal that you saw Yorvan's spear was made out of.
Yep.
You finally realize what it was. This Wuten steel. And even with your more where you're based on studying the actual metals itself, you can see that there is something very magical about this metal.
I have craft magic arms and armor.
In that case, you definitely can.
And I do, in fact, have knowledge arcana. I am a Bloodrager. I do know bits. It's faint, but I am magically inclined. Yeah.
Would you like to roll knowledge arcana as well, then, since you are also in your way studying this?
Sure.
I am alchemically inclined, smiley face.
18 knowledge arcana on the Wuten steel.
The Wuten steel, the best you can really determine about it is that this material is old. Though it has obviously been forged, it's an alloy of some kind.
Yeah.
It is very, very, very old. You can tell by the degradation on the metal surface that it is... It could even be thousands.
Am I able to tell what the alloy is made from?
You actually don't know. You've never seen these metals before.
Okay.
But it's not adamantine, that's for sure.
Well...
It is just very similar in nature to steel.
It's definitely an alloy of some kind, but I've never seen these materials before. Whatever it is, seems wholly unfamiliar to me. But I can tell it's... That's unlike anything I've ever seen, but he's right.
And you can see now the danger that it poses. For the security of the kingdom, the security of our people, we must have sole and unrestricted access to this material. It must be brought to Placiaframian soil. It must be brought to our weaponsmiths before it can make its way to any others. If our enemies get hold of this material, they will destroy us. And my lady, we need a king or a queen who is willing to see that campaign through to its end.
I see. So, you say that this material, this powerful material could increase our standing in the trade world, as I have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not merely increase our standing, but make us preeminent. Ensure that none would ever dare cross us again.
But instead of fighting, what if we just open trade routes and actual communication? And I'm not saying anything. This is me out of character, just like...
This is in the polycule.
Against those very nations that, are currently
Yeah, I'm in the
sanctioning
polycule,
us.
just
I'm
like...
just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if I do believe, he even said, technically, politically, this wouldn't just be something to start wars over, but it's something to make a lot of money out of.
And if we opened up a proper trade route and communications, this could all be settled without violence, but no!
Pacifism is all well and good until you are faced with someone who does not believe in it and has the power to enforce the opposite.
Yeah, that's
of-
us.
No, it's
Apparently
not.
that's us.
So, this is why you consider the Northern War to be so important. I understood you had a deal with my father, but am I right to say that this is the real reason?
It is precisely the reason, my lady, and it is the reason that we have persecuted this war in the face of losses, in the face of the constant back and forth that you have no doubt seen in our campaigns to date. It is the reason that we go every spring, and it is the reason we retreat every winter. We go forth so that we can reclaim more of this material. We retreat in the winter so that those animals that we are forced to contend with do not eat us alive in the climes that they are most accustomed to. And when the spring thaw comes, we return again, we hunt them again, we drive them further back, we retrieve more of this material.
At that, Elia is gonna share give a glance to Florentina, not really asking for you to say anything, but more just seeing what's your facade.
Her facade is ironclad.
Hey.
It has not shifted despite any and all of his verbiage. It has not shifted. She has not. There is no boiling blood. She is as she fights a wall.
Okay. He turns back.
See. Well, I can say, Duke Carthus, I would be very interested in seeing this economic plan you have for the country. I would say that as Queen, I would be interested in working with you further on to ensure that together we can make sure no harm comes to this nation, and we can work together to bring about this golden age of Placia, as you have stated. Therefore, this brings me to one of the biggest questions I plan to ask you this dinner, though I'm sure you may have figured it out already, if you are as astute as you seem.
There's a reason I laid my cards out on the table before we came to the crux of the matter.
Yes. As I told you, the Royal Regency Court plans to crown me as the next Queen of Placia. I wish to take the throne and continue the legacy of my father. I wish to do right by the people of Placia. Though I may be young, and I may be frail, I assure you that my will is as strong as my father's. I swear to you, when I am queen, I will set this nation free from the political strife that encroaches upon it. And I would like your support in this endeavor too. If not for me, for the man you used to serve, for my father.
The king.
My lady, you do me great honor. I've said it many times this evening, but you have royal bearing. You have welcomed me into your home. You have served me with kindness. You have ensured that I was treated hospitably, even in the face of our disagreements, and considering that I was a signatory to the Liber Nominum. However, I must say that it is precisely for my love and fealty to your father that I cannot accept your proposal.
Okay. That's okay.
But why? If you were so close with my father, surely you would want to do what he wanted for his children. And if I am of royal bearing, as you say, I am sorry.
But highest good.
I do not see what the problem is.
The highest good, my lady, must be the good of the kingdom, the good of the people, the good of the land. We must ensure that we have a safe, healthy, prosperous, stable, and secure place you're from. Your father loved you, as I am sure he loved your nephews. But given the nature of your affliction, what time you would have on the throne would be spent entirely fending off attempts on your life. Any magic can be used to harm you, can be used to put you into a deathly coma, can be used to put you to death. How does one defend against that? How does one institute a defense against an omnipresent force that can strike you as surely as a moonbeam? I have nothing but respect for your house and your family. I have nothing but the greatest love and kindness for Alvor and his scions. And that is why I am prepared to make you a counteroffer.
What?
Please, if you refuse the council, if you agree to abdicate the throne along with your 2 wards here, I will ensure not only the safety of yourselves and the security of House Roswald, I will also ensure that all the possible resources of the Imperial Mages College are put to work trying to find a cure for your affliction.
Into the collective.
No.
How does one mention the notion of potential cure that we've discovered in the north? Wait! Raggy Brain is turning! Raggy Brain is turning!
Raggy Brain,
I have an idea.
Raggy Brain is turning.
Unga Bunga thoughts!
Unga Bunga thoughts.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Not like as in Unga Bunga swing weapon thoughts, but my brain just worked.
Okay.
I wonder if it's similar to my brain.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Fuckers, I'm in the kitchen now, Rena. So, here's what's happening.
Hell yeah.
So, this dude wants to fucking plow his way into the north, right? So, if that's where he's looking to go, then why the fuck not make a pit stop along the way for where to find this fucking, the possible potential cure with Enam's group and learn about that, and we can be the fucking entourage that does it.
Yeah, that was my thought, that we could literally just say, like, he could act like it's just launching a campaign into the north, but it's actually just an expedition for the cure where we're not actually, like, doing shit. And it would seem good to him. We are kind of lying. We could say it's a military forth, but like, yeah, we're helping attack the north. We'll like send our own stuff and everything, but in reality, it's just we're not actually going there to commit mass genocide. I mean, what?
Well, there could be, if only a few things here. I'm trying to piece together ultimately what you guys are trying to put down. First off, they are just returning because the entire point is that winter is coming, and going back there right now would be suicide.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even.
Yeah.
Even if we were to somehow bring this up, I can't even see how we would bring it up at this point, because he is essentially saying, let me take the throne, and I will do good on your family.
No.
That's what it sounded like to me.
No, he says.
No.
He said pretty much take your authority to pick who goes on the throne, and just don't worry about it. Just have the three here, the kids here, just step back, so then they have more say in who they put on the throne, essentially.
And I have someone else to tack onto this too.
Mm-hmm.
You claim to care about the princess's well-being, but if you aimlessly charge through the north, devastating all in your path to get what you desire, then you also destroy the one means to save her life.
That is
Which
true.
He doesn't know about, but
He doesn't know about yet, but we have that knowledge and we can give it to him. Wahaha.
Do we have that knowledge?
We know that we had talked to the Enam about chasing after something in the north which may lead to the source of not even like legitimately, honestly, most of the reason why Leona even agreed to all of this to begin with was that it just seems like Zelos is laying out a path to make this happen. She has her doubts. This was the exact thing she was afraid of. One of what I was afraid of the whole time was, yes, her affliction's going to be a problem. But it just kind of felt like Zelos was laying something out for us, in her mind, to sit there and end up being able to cure her or put her on the throne, all that kind of stuff. I can't get my thoughts together.
Well, and I would say that while you have all remained quiet until now, you are allowed to put questions to him. Elia has given you that option.
But it's rude to interrupt.
I will say right now, Elia's position, she's stunned. She's been blindsided, and she doesn't know how to respond to that.
We gotta step in for a round.
She doesn't know how to respond to that, so it's either you guys speak or she doesn't.
What do you say, guys? Shall we hit him with the "What if I told you"?
Yes.
I think we have to.
I think
with the idea of she won't have to abdicate. Give us some time. She won't have to abdicate. We may have something.
Yeah.
And if we, if I'm trying to think. The thing is, we have to figure out how to sit there and turn it back on him with the way we say it, in the sense of, caring for her. It's like, if the only reason you have is her affliction, if we might have a lead on something that would help with that, would you then be willing to back her?
I'll pilot this if you guys want me to, unless
Guti, pilot.
Please do. You are very well spoken.
Guti,
well,
pilot.
I'm also not the boss here. Leona is. So
Chaotic pilot.
Chaotic, get on the robot.
I can do it. He can do it. It does not matter.
Get in the robot, Leona.
I'm just trying to even think. Because my brain's not working.
Robot.
I just want to say I love that you guys are so floundering by this in the nicest way.
If you want me,
Yeah. Do you want me to pilot?
do you want me to pilot the robot, Leona?
No.
I'll pilot the robot.
I'm happy to do so. I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, no, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Maiden, get in the mech. We need to fight the angel or some shit.
I could fight the angel. I can use my sledgehammer.
Again, there's still the option for me to drop a few drops of poison.
I'd probably... realistically speaking, I'd probably actually kill an angel if I went all out with my sledgehammer attack. Anyway.
Vroom vroom.
Okay.
He looks expectant.
I'm sure.
We know sickness. We know.
I think I'll just YOLO it and just start going, because if I just sit here,
Let's see it.
Anyways.
Let's see it.
All right, I'll toss you the keys.
I will say it is probably for the best that the half-giant does not try to convince him.
Excuse
But
me.
there is-
Yeah, valid.
Excuse me?
What does
I would
that
imagine. I would imagine at this point that he's probably, if he's smart enough, he's probably worked various things out. So
Uh-huh.
he just, doesn't say anything.
I just want to say that between player and character, that's double racist. It's racist in game and classist IRL.
Oh,
Motherfucker throwing an axe at me just because I eat my fucking Wheaties as a kid.
If I take racial levels in half giant, does that also make it classist in game as well?
Yes.
Saying.
Not in game.
Oh, it's not level. It's not a class in game. Okay.
No, classist IRL.
No, I was being silly because you take.
I
Classes.
know, but I'm also being a shit.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just short.
It's
know.
true. It's true. I've seen him IRL.
Don't worry, Kai. I feel you.
Feel you under my boot.
Damn.
People.
God.
Listen. I am the average height.
I understand, but you also need to understand that all this shit
Oh,
posting
right.
is giving chaotic time.
Yes.
Please, my lady. I am not accustomed to begging, but I do beseech you to consider what you would gain by this. You would not be forced to fight for your throne the entire time that you sat upon it. You could work for the betterment of the kingdom in other ways. You could work with a family that you know you can trust, that stood by your father's side from the beginning to the end, that waged his wars for him, that fought and bled for him, and have died in the north to ensure the continuity of his kingdom. I know you respect the legacy of your father. Please know
Grandfather.
that I would not.
It is her father.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, she is the youngest Roswald child.
Oh.
Averin and
Okay.
Theo are grandchildren / they're grandchildren
Nephews.
and then nephews to her.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
So
Please know that I would not throw away
no.
loyalty. This is how best I can serve your father's memory. This is how best I can serve you, your house, and your family.
So I have you make your sense motive check, and I'm going to say this is my thought at the moment is there is absolutely no reason why this decision must be made right now. This would be a moment to sit there and advise her, give me some time to mull that decision over and return and, send you a messenger with my answer as to what I've thought about it and how I plan to move forward, right? Things like that. That then gives us time, number one, to discuss things after the dinner, and two, gives us time, because, things take time, messages take time, all these various things takes time, that we can just go on our own offensive and say we are going to go and find what, we don't even have to tell him necessarily. Right?
Exactly.
We go do the thing we need to do. If we can find that cure, and then are able to then prove afterwards if we found a cure, right? Because in Leona's head and in my head, this is honestly my first and foremost is to this family and its protection, and his deal does not sound bad to her at all. Yes, we would like them to be on the throne. It feels as though they should, right? However, in the children's defense, keeping them off the throne would be a hell of a lot better for their health. So, but that's why I'm saying I think the best thing to do is to probably, I might lean forward to whisper in her ear is probably what I will do. So, what I'm going to do is I will step forward and I will say, "My lady, if I may."
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
So, I will whisper to her that this is not a decision that needs to be made now. Ask if you may have some time to mull it over. Would be what I would suggest, my lady.
Very well. Good to you. This question you have posed me, this is... I must admit, I was not expecting it. And it is a very important one. I don't suppose I could afford to ask you for some time to consider it? A few days, perhaps?
Forgive me, my lady. I wish the time were mine to give. But I do need to speak with the Regency Council on the morrow. And as I'm sure you know, he says, his eyes roving across all in attendance, the wheels turn quickly in the capital.
In that case, could you afford me but a few minutes? I wish to speak alone with my advisors.
I believe at the very least we have until the meeting that I have scheduled for tomorrow. If you need the remainder of the night, I would be happy to give it. But please know that time is of the essence.
Very well. In that case, would you mind if I spoke with them in private? I do not mean to leave you, but it is quite the question you have posed.
You do me no dishonor, madam. Is there some place that you would like my son and I to wait?
I think, if you stay here by the fire, it would be just fine. I'm sure Struworth and the others could serve you drinks. I will just, retire to the parlor, if that's all right. And I will just discuss this with, them in private. Thank you.
He looks at you with a great soft sadness as he says, "You do not need my permission in your own home, my lady."
Goddamn.
Right.
He has placed his proverbial dick right on the table.
Yeah.
I feel like we do need permission. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Man has a commanding presence.
Cygnus,
And I'm a bottom.
why do you keep refusing me when I ask you to read a plot fic? Why do you refuse me?
So
Because, my boy, you've got nothing on me when it comes to edging.
yeah.
Oh, precisely my reasoning. Precisely my reasoning.
Wasted.
God
Oh,
damn.
That sounds.
Damn. It always comes from the one you expected the least.
No, I fully expected it from him.
Right.
That being said, I am going to go on mute now so that I do not interrupt your guys'
Yeah.
very necessary discussions.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Expecting me to talk when you're bringing all this top energy and I'm the bottom.
I
So-
give you permission to speak.
Yes,
Stick
Dad.
this. Stick this in top.
Before Cygnus,
Fucking bottoms, Jesus.
before Cygnus derails you all and like takes my title as GM and runs this himself, I'm gonna say, yeah.
The fuck?
Okay, I'm better. Okay, I'm better.
Elia is gonna retire to the room down here, and she would want at least a few of you to join her.
No, I
Preferably
can't
all
leave
of
it.
you.
That is my plan. So,
No, I'm going.
Fucking god.
Okay. Oh my god.
The moment we get into the parlor. Just the
Alright.
the
I just start
exhaling
crying.
sigh.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
what's that image of the guy outside having a smoke? That's it.
Yeah.
So Elia is kind of like walking a bit briskly, and like fidgeting, and walks over, and then once you're all in the room, she turns around. All right. So what do we do?
Great
Good.
question.
It's a good offer.
This was something that I personally was also worried about. I do believe that I made myself clear. I feel as though Zealot has been laying out a plan of some sort for us, but at the same time, the man is one who is very assured of himself and his place in the world and knows exactly where he's going and what he's doing. And unfortunately, we are merely floundering in his pond.
Yes, but I'm sorry, but I'm also myself. I hesitate to accept his proposal, despite the benefits. I mean, after you all swore allegiance to me the other day, after everything that happened, I feel like that was a sign that I must become queen. That I must do this, no matter what happens to me. He offers his college, all his resources that he has at his disposal, and while I admit he is powerful and a very capable mage, very little has been understood about my plight. It's not about me. It's about this kingdom. Right?
She kind of looks at you like she's determined in her words, but it's very obvious that she doesn't know what to do.
She and me both.
My lady, despite everything, our allegiance would be to you regardless of the decision that you make, but I suppose one of the questions that I may have for you is the burden of the crown something that you do wish to fight for? And think on this too. He offers so much to you in exchange for merely abdicating the throne, for not fighting for it, leaving it to be fought over by others.
And assuring that the royal line of House Roswald comes to an end.
She paces the floor a bit.
What
And she-
does he stand to gain from asking you to abdicate? Beyond the obvious desire of your health and to keep at bay those who would otherwise cause you harm very easily through any myriad of magical means.
It'd be easier to
this-
put someone he wants on the throne. Nothing.
Endless strife towards what he wants up in the north.
There's a very strong chance, as intelligent and fiercely intelligent as he's shown himself to be, that he knows you would have no desire to continue his war, and would rather one who would continue to aid. Two things can be true at once. He can indeed desire your protection and help, but also knows that you are not the best choice for him.
Yep, because he wants to continue the war over the resources. But I feel... never mind.
On that note, Florentina, you are from the north. I want you to tell me in the most brutally honest terms you can, what you think of what he says. Do you think he's telling the truth? That all that we have heard about what is going on in the north are lies? And if so, or if not, what do you think about it? This is... I know you are loyal to Place, but this is also your homeland.
To
As
preface,
the
my
bassoon
lady,
starts playing.
before I become forward, my lady, permit me to preface. One second. Try and collect my thoughts here.
Invalid.
The way I carry my life is observing it as a series of journeys. One never knows what may come about on the road, but it is important to be true to oneself as one walks it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one before stepping into the next. That is how I have sought to carry myself since my uprooting, shall we say. That being said, I do not think his lordship would lie about such things. We always thought there to be legends of things like this in the deeper reaches of old ruins and the like, but my tribes, for one, would have, at least to my understanding, would never have come for them ourselves. We had the resistance before we were annexed into before we were annexed into Frumian territories. Even so, Ford. One second. I need to look at the profiles real quick before I continue.
Go right ahead.
Okay. Even so, for Duke Yorvan to come this far south bespeaks the desperation that they seek. Bespeaks the desperation they hold, and it would not surprise me if it reflects, as he says, in the King of the Bannered City. In addition to what we hear of what Lord Jorn has accomplished. Well, I'm of the belief that they are throwing what they can to resist as much as they are able. If what that note says is true. Giants, in their pride, have little reason to lie.
Well, I must tell you, if that is true, he can say whatever he likes about Northerners not being people. I know you, Florentina. You are from the north, and if even 1% of the people in the north are like you, then I cannot let Joran do what this Northern King says he is doing. Cannot.
As one who holds the scars of many such slurs in their youth, I thank you for such kindness. This one has learned to endure.
If I may speak up again, my lady.
Yes, of course, Leona.
It sounds as though, to carry off of what Florentina said, one's life is a journey and you must live it honestly and to yourself, else you will never be content. You certainly seem, as I'm sure he was aware, to be very against, if at the very least, the methods used in the North, if not the entire war outright. And that seems to me to be how your soul is set. The next question to ask is... Sorry, go ahead.
She just says,
I'm honest, yes. Leona, I am prepared to offer what you said. Maybe a strategy that would let him continue his war and he would let me be on the throne, but I'm sorry, it's also just not who I am. I don't want this war to continue. I'm sorry, if that is something you have against me, you regret your decision to make me the heir, then I will accept it, but...
The fact you feel this way is exactly how I know I do not regret my decision.
Please do not apologize for that sentiment. It's only natural that we do not wish for to be at war.
Go ahead. You finish first.
She was just going to say, and at this juncture, whatever decision you choose to make, all that I would make known is that if his ambitions lie pushing northward and laying waste to any who stand in their way, that the means to save your life may also be devastated and come to ruin. That is the single object that I will not accept.
I believe then that leaves, seeing as he will, perhaps not even he, but the circumstances do not permit the time that we so desperately would need, that perhaps we could go searching for such a thing, to take the one item that he has against you, against any support for you on the throne.
Why not?
How best... Go ahead.
sorry, she was just...
Why not pose that? I mean, sure, he might ask how we have such information. If he has some concern about Enam being in the castle, then I will accept that. He is in our charge, he is in our care. We are here to take care of him, and I will not let this Duke have him. But do you not think maybe we could pose this idea to him?
If we were to pose... Go ahead.
You could technically say that it was a prisoner of war in the city itself. Enam was in the city before we...
Yeah, we just say we spoke with him in the prison.
Yes.
Something that we learned about, because we were brought on by Heka originally telling us about it. You don't have to say he happens to be here, but that's beside the point.
No. And later, if he finds out that he was here, who fucking gives a shit? We'll already be in the north. What? Nothing?
So, I will, after...
love the idea of Rena actually saying it like that.
So after Maiden says that, after she says that, looking at her, then looking back at Elia, I suppose that the question then comes down to how you best think to follow what you feel deeply in your soul. Would it be better to abdicate the throne, to fight for that difference in another way? Or do you think that fighting to keep the throne, with or without his support, would be the better course of action. We can indeed pose the question to him to see whether he thinks it would be something that, were it to bear fruit, he may support you. However, I don't imagine that is his true reason for not supporting you joining the throne. Something that we will end up having to handle ourselves, more likely than not. Do you think it better to fight for the throne, or to abdicate it towards the vision you desire, my lady? In the end, this is what being a queen is. Making difficult decisions on short time frames where many lives hang in the balance.
Okay. So
And those
with
with
that,
great power will disagree with.
I want all of you to roll me diplomacy, please.
Yes, sir.
I will roll to assist if
To
that is an option.
see how you have not to really affect Elia's perception or what she wishes to do, but to see how all the knowledge you have imparted upon her will come. To see if you have truly, of all the counsel you have given her, how wise will her decision be?
Shit! I
I'm
flubbed the
sorry.
roll. I flubbed it.
It's okay. You and me together make a 20.
Uh-huh. But divided in 2, that's a 10. If you want, I can
Emotionally.
if you want, I can do the average roll here.
Can I take 10?
Average of 99. No, I'm
It's
kidding.
Of 99.
so it is 50.
An
Or
average
49.
of 50?
49.5, yeah, average.
You sure? Did
Well,
you divide it by the number of
right
people
now.
that rolled?
That's
That's why I was confused. There's 5 of us that
20,
rolled.
yep. 20. It's me being This is sleepy
Silly
brain.
Billy.
This is silly Billy brain.
Silly Billy brain.
Yeah. Average
Yeah.
of 20.
In my tabletop? Yeah.
Hey,
Which, pretty good. Pretty good. 20.
think. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
Whatever the DC was. Versus.
It's almost like everybody was conflicted about this.
Yep.
Shush you!
It is. You know what's funny?
Well, the biggest one, too, is the fact, like, say, for me, I don't want to tell her what to do. She's the one, she's the queen, she's the princess. It's supposed to be her duty to make the decision, not me.
Duke
So-
Porthos, I know you're playing me, but I like it.
I know you do.
I already know.
Maiden,
It's my lot in
Maiden
life
is
to be
from
played.
Maiden is from Gone to Kill, so you know.
Why not, Daddy? Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
God.
So.
If we were to, basically, if we're to bring forth the card to him that we might have a way to cure it, would that gain his support? If he still says no, then we know what his true goal is. And if we don't say anything at all, then, we fight for it in different ways. But that's, it's... That seems like it's all the options on the table for me at the moment,
Okay.
is all I'm
So
saying.
Elia, after pacing the room for several moments, she turns to you. What's in my head? Accept his offer. But what's in my heart?
What's in your heart?
My heart is... I know that should he continue his war or not, the only way I can manage it administrate it, make that happen, put Jorin on a tight leash. The only way I can do that is if I am queen. If you want to tell me I'm making a mistake, tell me now.
It sounds to me like you're thinking with both your heart and your head in that regard.
What do you wish to follow? Your heart?
My father... Some of you knew him. What do you think he would have?
Oh, he would have thought with his loins.
My memory tells me he would not have trusted him much.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
trusts
have
I don't
trusted him
trust you.
Wouldn't have
Throws
trusted
the-
him as
the
far as he
stroganoff
could
in his
throw him.
face.
If you remember, Lindaya actually did in the meeting at the very first session. Lindaya did say, to quote King Alvor himself, "He's loyal, but I do not trust him."
Yeah.
That was pretty good graces for the king.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so if you want to find out what your father would have said, I don't trust you.
I'm going to come forward and put a hand on her shoulder.
Okay.
It sounds as though to me that you wish to fight for the throne. As the best way to do what you wish to do. Rather than continuing to dilly-dally back and forth, take the feeling that you have in your heart, give it the fuel it needs to burn bright, and do not doubt your decision. Doubt is when I know, I swear to God, I have a good something here. I've got it.
Yeah, I know. I can see you're cooking.
Let him cook.
Let him cook.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I have the general thing I'm trying to get across in my head. I just can't think of the words. Give your heart that fire. Let it burn bright. Do not doubt your decision. In doubt is where your enemy will find the chinks in your armor and take advantage. From this point on, it's very likely that we may not have his support for the throne. Although his may have been the most important, it doesn't mean that there aren't other ways we can go about it. And should, in fact, we find something that would help your condition, that would be one less reason for anybody to be against it. And in his case, it may well be worth bringing our knowledge to his attention, that we might see where his true motives lie. Should he say, I would then support you should this bear fruit, he speaks truthfully. Should he say, I still would not, quite obviously his motive is that he understands you would stand against him in the continuing war that they do. With that information, I suppose we would be able to move forward. But, of course, fighting for the throne will mean, well, it's as he said. There will be a target on your back every single moment of the day. The sword of rulership over your head, ever ready to be cut.
Could always have your court mage cast anti-magic.
Wait, that feels...
Magic
I
to
mean,
cat. My brain.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
it would not have the
Where was
desired
that?
effect.
No. Not on her, but on the person.
Oh, everybody who comes in has to have an
Yes.
anti-magic spell put on them.
Yeah.
And they cannot approach her too closely.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And TSA was also supposed to be the great stopper of
Well, you
terrorism
know
forever.
what? This is only supposed to be for like a year or so.
Well,
Shut up.
No, I trusted them until they smashed my new tablet.
Anyway,
Oh, man.
so pulling it back.
So, if you do wish to fight for it, give that feeling fire. Do not doubt your decision and move forward, knowing that this is going to be this. We will be the blades on the ground to find the cure we need. You will be the mind. Your blade is in the courts. And it is best that you hone that blade to a razor's edge and be ready.
Your blade is your heart.
Hi, Buster.
You had your hands on her shoulders, yeah?
Yeah, I had a hand on her shoulder.
She places a hand on yours.
Okay. Okay. I'm ready.
Nod, steps back, hands back behind my back again.
So, do you guys want me to tell you the DC for that roll you had there?
What was it?
Sure.
So, it was 100, but for all the brilliant RP, the brilliant counsel, the brilliant advice, for being good maids and even better family to Elliot, I decided to award you a +1 circumstance bonus.
Yes!
And she made a decision for herself, and not for you.
Alright, good ending. Let's fucking go.
Does this factor in with, rather, I guess this is not a character ask, but are we trying to factor in any of the thoughts about gotta save the lead that might save her life?
Yes.
Tidbit? Okay.
Yes, that is saving that. She wants to become queen so she can stop the she can at least corral the war in the north, do something about it. So not only can you guys go and try and find it without risk of it being destroyed,
The issue with the war
but also
in the north is that they're going in assuming that they're not people.
Yes,
They're just a
also so
different
she can
culture.
stop. Also so she can stop this vile war.
And if you're Wuten, well, we're not, so.
In terms of the finding things up there,
Your people.
we did give her the advice that she can bring it up to him, that we have something that would, if we have something, a lead that could lead to a cure for her condition, were we to find it, would you support me on the throne?
Yeah, she's
And
also
of
going
course,
to
she's
do
also going to be, she's most likely going to be returning and saying, I'm sorry, I can't take your offer. This is what we have. I'm going to give you a counter to your counter offer. If we find this, will you support
moves
me?
and counter moves.
Exactly.
Moves and counter moves.
So we've given her the counsel now.
Yeah. So.
At which
With
point,
that,
should we return to the room? I will see what food is done, and if the food is done, we will get dessert.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I need to ask, since I've had messages of 2 people, how are we looking for time, guys?
Time's fine.
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go! We're in for the long haul!
It's not even 1 p.m.
I do have to go, sadly.
Okay.
Alright.
As long as my portion can be wrapped up in the next 15 minutes, which I think, based on the level of conclusiveness that we are hearing here.
Well, see, the thing is, I would like even every single moment of this to have some time taken with it, and I'd like you all to be around for it. So, as much as it is probably
no, just brush through it. Power wash it.
No, I want to paint a canvas. I'm not power washing. I think this feels like a good cliffhanger.
All right.
So you can next
she
time
is
we can
resolute
come back
in her decision.
Balls.
We have given her the ending. Now it's just a matter of playing it out.
Mm-hmm. You've given her the ending, and there is still more to discuss. So, I'm sorry. Are you guys okay with that decision?
I'm okay with it.
I'm fine.
Totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All the better.
I have to go.
In my opinion, all the
I have
better to
chores to do anyways.
all the better to give us, if this is to be the final session of the Maids campaign, all the better to give us the most satisfying of endings, whether it be good or bad.
So, one thing I will tell you is that there are many more sessions to come, Wuten.
Oh fucking
I was
hell,
gonna say,
yes.
I was gonna say, don't we need to
Hell
still
fucking
like?
Yeah, we're gonna go to the
There
north.
are-
and get the
I
cure
know, but
and-
if somehow, if her bringing up this meant that, fucking magic missile, I wanted
This
to
magic
make
missile's
sure that
dead.
that was, still concluded upon in a long enough episode for me to paste his fucking skull. Anyway.
See, what we need to do is just tell the truth. Magic doesn't exist, and that everybody who thinks they're using it
Yes.
are just fucking nerds.
Yes.
And she'll be fine.
Magic isn't real, you idiot.
Literally, just a mage walks in,
Give her-
assassin goes magic missile at her, and it's just like, bro, that's not real.
Give her a
when
ring
you
of
stop
spell
believing-
resistance 100.
When you stop believing in it.
Yeah. It's not real. Anyway,
So in other words, cliffhanger for tonight.
cliffhanger for
That
tonight.
is the cliffhanger. Yes.
Hell yeah.
So we will see what happens in the dinner part 2.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
all
More
so
cutscenes.
so very much for all of this. This is even better than I imagined it would go.
Hell fucking yes. That's
And
what we like to
please-
heal it. That's what
Please give a round of applause to Cygnus for doing such an amazing job.
Yeah.
This is not me
Oh,
clapping, by
go
the way.
I am afraid.
So, how do you guys feel?
Do we level up?
No. What did you kill this session, Wooten?
I'm.
I'm sorry, but
nothing, I just
apparently this world,
reaffirmed.
as we look at pirates, we know that the only way you get powerful in this world is to murder shit. So,
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the
I
only
mean-
way.
I mean,
I
Rena
murdered
kind of
my
killed it with
That
the
is-
dinner.
self-respect.
That is what EXP
That's
stands
true.
for. Don't you remember?
Experience.
Execution points.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many things have you executed?
Yes.
What's your KD ratio?
Well, I executed creating a great dinner.
Plan. Executed a plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we did that as well.
Yeah. And my KD ratio is still multiples to 0.
To be fair, yeah, Maiden has gotten at least 2 quote-unquote
I have
kills.
I have knocked out 2.
Didn't
You
die
do?
wasn't a kill.
Oh yeah, that's true. Do you only get the XP if you kill something?
That's a
Like-
good question.
Because
It
then
depends. Is it scripted or not?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it wasn't scripted. It was inevitable, but it wasn't scripted.
So then you do get EXP because it wasn't scripted.
Anyway.
Okay.
I'll be seeing you guys later.
All right,
Later.
sounds good. You have a good one,
Bye.
Ebony. And for everyone else who's out there, thank you very much for tuning in. We hope you've all enjoyed. And, there's some good shit cooking here tonight. But until next time, we hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see all of you in the next exciting episode of the Maids of Roswald. So until then, bye-bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.